It's no secret that PlayStation 4 is by far the best-selling current generation system. And maybe that's because it has so many great exclusives.
Yeah, I think it's definitely why, actually. Exactly why.
Yeah, from the gritty, narrative-driven adventures to nostalgic platforming games for the whole family, they really have something for everyone.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Jump, wump, and spin your way through familiar lush environments, defeating enemies, smashing boxes, and collecting Wumpa fruit. The Insane Trilogy includes fully remastered versions of the first 3 games in the Crash Bandicoot series, with new and improved features like time trials, remastered audio, and 4K graphics. Whether it's a trip down memory lane or the first time you've played a Crash game, Insane Trilogy is the perfect collection of classic games with a modern twist. When you pre-order and pick up your game, you'll get this awesome Aku Aku keychain.
Okay, back to that gritty, narrative-driven adventure that you were kind of mentioning there. I can only assume you were referring to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
You got it.
When we witnessed the end of Nathan Drake's story in Uncharted 4, it seemed like the series had come to a close. But lucky for us, Naughty Dog isn't quite ready to walk away from Uncharted just yet. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy follows a fan-favorite character, Chloe Frazer, on her own treasure hunting expedition. She'll be joined by Nadine Ross, a mercenary we first met in Uncharted 4, as they adventure through India in search of a treasure called the Tusk of Ganesh. Many of the Uncharted gameplay elements you know and love will be present, but don't be surprised when The Lost Legacy changes things up a bit. The game promises a more grounded and personal story than previous entries, so be prepared for all the feels. So many feels. Oh, and by the way, when you pre-order Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, you'll get a download of Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy for PS4 when it releases in August.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's right. You get an entire game for free.
That's a cool offer.
If you pre-order The Lost Legacy.
Cool. Okay, now next up, Tekken 7. Although it's not a PS4 exclusive, Tekken 7 does offer some really cool PS4 exclusive content, like PSVR compatibility, legacy costumes, and classic music. Of course, if you pre-ordered it for the Xbox One, you got a backward compatible download of Tekken 6, which is also pretty awesome. And if you haven't already picked it up yet, and you need a little more convincing, here's Ashley Jenkins from The Know to tell us more about Tekken 7 and introduce us to all the new characters.
Hey, what's up GameStop guys? I'm Ashley Jenkins from The Know, and Tekken 7's been out in Japan for a while, but it's finally here worldwide. The game hit on June 2nd for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, so here's a quick dive into what you can expect from it. Tekken 7 is the 9th entry in the franchise, but the first to make the jump to Unreal Engine 4, which has made multi-platform development more viable. The PS4 version of the game will still be getting some extra love in the form of exclusive content, specifically classic costumes for some of the characters, a jukebox with classic music tracks, and support for the PlayStation VR headset. But otherwise, the gameplay and features will be pretty consistent across the different versions. Speaking of gameplay, if you're familiar with Tekken, you'll be familiar with its 1v1 fighting matches, but there are some new mechanics this time around: Rage Art and Power Crush. Rage Art lets you deal a critical attack that does significantly greater damage to your enemy while in rage mode and then resets rage. Power Crush lets you absorb damage from a mid or high attack, and you take the damage but can continue your move, which everyone will appreciate. Additionally, the bound system is being severely cut back and largely replaced by screw attacks, which make the enemies spin in the air after a hit, lets the attacker continue to inflict additional hits once they're on the ground in a prone position, but it cannot be used for wall combos. The game will feature 38 playable characters, with 20 in the default launch cast, and more will be added to the lineup over time. Of the lineup, 8 are new, 1 is a new form of the android character Jack, and 1 is a guest from the Street Fighter series. Catarina Alves is a Brazilian woman who practices the art of savate, or French kickboxing. Claudio Serafino is an Italian man empowered with a serious magic who's a member of an organization combating the devil gene threat. Shaheen is a Saudi Arabian man who uses a military self-defense fighting style and, along with Catarina, is designed to be a little bit friendlier for new players. Josie Rizal is a Filipino woman who practices eskrima and kickboxing. Gigas is a Hulk of a cybernetically enhanced red humanoid who doesn't think too highly of clothing. Master Raven is a female ninja in charge of the organization the original Raven character from Tekken 5 works for, so you won't be too surprised to see she has a similar fighting style. Kazumi Mishima is Hayachi's wife and Kazuya's mother, who appeared as an unplayable boss in an earlier title, but you get to play her this time. Her fighting style is pretty close to that of her husband and son, but with extra abilities like summoning tigers and levitating, because why wouldn't you want those things? Jack 7 is, well, a new upgrade for Jack, the android who's a staple of the games and has seen several upgrades throughout the series. Lucky Chloe, probably the best known of the new characters outside core Tekken fans because her announcement in the Japanese version made such a, well, let's call it a splash. She's an otaku who wears a kitten-themed costume and uses freestyle dance to fight. And finally, Akuma from the Street Fighter series appears in this title and will play a key role in the story. Because he's originally from Street Fighter, he retains some elements of his fighting style associated with that series, including the Go Hadouken, Go Shoryuken, and the Tatsumaki Zanku Kyaku, plus some variations. Unlike the other characters though, Akuma does not have a rage drive. He has a separate bar in the bottom of the screen that throws back to his Street Fighter origins and can be used to enhance moves or execute a super combo. What role in the story Akuma plays is a little secret, I won't go into it here, but Katsuhiro Harada promises that overall the story is much darker than usual, closer to Tekken 4, and will conclude the Mishima clan saga. That means you can expect answers about the feud between Hayachi Mishima, his son Kazuya Mishima, and his grandson Jin Kazama. Also, you'll learn more about the Devil Gene, and you can explore a full-length story mode that contains side chapters dedicated to characters outside the Mishima clan and its saga. So, okay, that's the short version of what you can expect with Tekken 7. For more details about the newest releases and what's happening in video games, make sure you check us out on theknow.tv or youtube.com/theknow.
Very cool. All right, as we head to break, check out all the great offers Power Up Rewards Pro members can take advantage of this month. GameStop TV will be right back right after this.